We were just talking at the break, and Roddy was mentioning if you go down the coaching rosters of all of the teams in our area, Gary Hill was a terrific golf player over at, yeah, I did say golf. Don't challenge him to golf. He's a good golfer. Richie Curlin, not a good golfer, is a good football coach. He was a good football player over at Nichols. Francis Labatt was a good shot putter in track. Rondon Anderson over from H.L. Bourgeois was a terrific baseball player in the Hall of Fame. Got inducted last year. You go down the line, Travis Douglas, Chad Colley, Joe Riley, Scott Gautreaux. You go right down. Only problem is they might have to wait and go. Can they go in late on Friday? Maybe for the social, just go in a little bit late.
Yeah,
but
sure.
on that Saturday, they can make the game. It'll be nice for all of those guys to kind of catch up with each other. And some of them didn't even know that some of them went to Nichols. So it's actually a good way to meet people who actually will let them in a certain sport. Claire, we talked about it last year. Now, did you go last year in the middle of all of these football players?
Yes, I was there.
Do you have the assignment of maybe finding, I guess, I'm curious to know if somebody is going out, or you're trying to spread it by word just like we're doing here and maybe through the papers and stuff, or are you kind of getting on the horn and seeing who you can find or whatever?
A little bit of both. We started a couple years ago a database, an alumni database, where he actually started it by getting all the football names.
Roddy, you're the man.
He's the man. And getting all the email addresses, and it made me want to get mine. And then I was still kind of involved as a grad assistant at Nichols, so I figured I would start pulling a few of the media guides and starting on other sports. So right now we're really just trying to find contacts with people. We have names, but on the female side of things, names change. So it's really hard to find. Like I said, I would like to reach out to my teammates before they move on and I lose communication. But we really need everybody's help.
I wonder if somebody goes and finds a search engine, Google or whatever, is there anything specific they can type in there and maybe get to something? Is a Facebook called anything specific that might?
We do have a Facebook page. It's we have a few. We have a Colonel Athletic Association Facebook page.
Very good.
And if someone would like to just not be they don't have to join, but if they would like to just shoot what sport they played and give us their contact information, that way when we send out these flyers, these emails, they can be included in all the events.
Now, obviously, the school has to follow NCAA regulation for that game. There's things you can and can't do. Obviously, we're finding out about NCAA with all of the rules that they go through. I was hoping, and Roddy said this happened at the last game, that they did this. They actually asked those guys who competed to stand up, and you said you guys got a good round of ovation. So I would hope that is done again, and I'm sure it will become a yearly thing for y'all. Yesterday, now this is a little change of pace, but obviously it's going to be at a football game. Coach Charlie Stubbs and the entire football team, and Brandon, you were saying you were there, had their kickoff lunch, and that was at Envie, if I'm not mistaken. Chris Carter, our videographer, got out there, and he got some footage from that, and it's actually Coach Stubbs talking about the season. Remember, it all starts on Thursday night. We're talking about this on the 24th of September. Go watch them, because they usually do well against Northwestern State, too. Yeah. Even if Northwestern State is favored, Nichols comes up and beats them year in and year out. But he talks a little bit about the game coming up this Thursday and about the season. If we can, Jason, let's roll with Coach Stubbs had to say yesterday at Envie's.
3 years and won many championships. But let me tell you this, you won't win a championship unless you carry yourself like a champion. And that's what I really believe. And right now, when I first came here, the kids didn't carry themselves like champions. So we're doing everything we can so that we instill that in them and get that work ethic. And I really appreciate everybody that helped. The thing that I want these young men to do is I want them to carry themselves, I told you, as champions, but not many areas. Not just on the field when they play Thursday night. I want it in the classroom. I want it, in the community. So those are the things that we work on all the time. This is the second year of the program, so I expect improvement. I hold myself to a real high standard. I expect improvement. And here's some reasons why I feel like there should be improvement. One is we got better leadership from our players. Last year I couldn't find very many leaders, but we got leaders in every group, so I expect them to help the coaches and lead this football team. The next thing, I really believe, we understand our schemes better. This is the second year in the offense I'm trying to install. Special forces should be much improved. The defense, I know we touched on it some last season, the 3-4, but now we've got more time through spring and fall camp to be more ready schematically. The next thing I really believe that's going to help us be much better is we got competition for positions. We got people that if you don't play well, you don't play as much. That's the way it's going to be. So they know that. I know when I was a player and these other coaches were players, I always went out there every day thinking somebody's going to take my job. That's the way it should be. That is the way it should be. So we're not quite there yet, but we are getting there. So there's competition for positions. Now, our team goal is to win the Southland Conference. You got to start with a goal. You can't just sit there and say, well, we're going to be okay. But no team can be a championship type team unless you dominate at home. You understand? You cannot be. You have got to dominate and win every home game. So it all starts on Thursday night. You can make a difference. Boy, I tell you what, to have a big crowd, the 12th man in the stands, a packed stadium, loud. When they got the ball, you're loud. They can't hear the cadence and all those kind of things or make any audibles, whatever they do. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And that's where you can really make a difference. Then if we're struggling, if we have a bad series, either side of the ball or special forces, we got people that will encourage and pick the guys back up. Pick the guys back up. So again, when you sometimes wonder, does it really matter? Does it really matter if I come or not? You bet it matters. You bet it matters. Now, again, all the coaches are super excited. The players are a lot more excited than we are. But again, we're looking forward to seeing you on Thursday. And again, our motto is one team, one goal.
Now, Charlie Stubbs is from Charleston, South Carolina. He went to Brigham Young, obviously has been around the country coaching at different places. Y'all have talked to him a little bit about this, Roddy. What was his kind of reaction to getting everybody back for that game?
Real nice man to sit down and talk to. At first, like many people, I was skeptical. A guy not from around here coming into our territory, but couldn't ask for a better guy. Sit down and just talk to about. We talked the little X's and O's and support for the program, and I came away really impressed with the guy.
Very good, and most people do after he's given that opportunity and that chance. And they did well last year. I know it was only 4 wins, but going into the season, what we thought, with everybody that lost the year before. Claire, the only thing we were talking about is family. How is this related to family? Can you bring your family along with you? Is it a family atmosphere?
Absolutely. Last year I saw a lot of wives come with their husbands for the football, and they brought their children. It's very much a family atmosphere.
I can only imagine that class of the baseball players of 70 who went all the way to the World Series just to get back. It gives them the opportunity to get back and meet and do things too. Got to hammer it home. We only got about a minute and 20 seconds left. This is for all alumni of Nicholls State who were involved in athletics. Doesn't matter if it was track and field, soccer, basketball, everything across the board, men's and women's sports. September 23rd, I'm going to let you do it. September 23rd is, I guess y'all call it a social?
Yeah, just a social. Just at the NV, come in and see. We're going to have a DJ and like I said, food and beverage.
I like that y'all have it till.
Yeah, till
everybody leaves.
And also just want to let everybody know we have discounts at the Hampton Inn and the Days Inn.
Very good.
Of Thibodaux. If they want to come in from out of town, say you're with the Nicholls Athletic Program, and they'll get a discounted rate on the room. So we want people to stay in town the whole weekend and enjoy it.
And then the next day, take on Northwestern State. They're going to tailgate. But if you want to run over and watch a Hall of Fame induction, that also happened at ONV at?
Yeah, it's going to be in the Nicholls ballroom. Actually, no, I'm sorry. We had it last year at the ballroom. It's going to be at the ONV again.
Yeah, there too.
And then also, once that's finished, it'll last about an hour. You go right back to the tailgate and get ready for the game. And it's very family friendly. A lot of those guys met their wives at Nicholls, so they're familiar with the area too.
Very good. Thank you all for coming on. We're going to push this every Friday night, all the way leading up to it. Go to htv10.tv. It's archived. All you alumni, send it to your friends around the country so that they'll know about this. That's it for us. We'll be back tomorrow with Bio Time. See you then.